What is good? This is Archangel Raphael, aka BBB, Big Boss Baby. This is a G Healer. This is the Astro Man. I never had no one to land unless it was you. This is the Family Man stretching out my right hand. Go ahead and grab on and let's take off together. And me, Emrall Imran. That's what I go about on the streets. As my business profile, being the only universal constant, being change. As Dr. Change, I never had no one to blame. Always took a stand up for what the fuck I am. So that's it. Today's video is life being married to the universe, God being married to karma, karma. Is all. I'm here to remind you and let you know the fact that we individually and collectively make up what God is. We're not separate from God. We are God, you are God, I am God. That said, as well as usual, I'm carrying out God's will, authority, purity, presence, and essence. And I'm just like, when certain points I'm tested, and I'm acceptance towards it, then that immediately lets me know where the fuck the shit's at, people are at, and where I need to be. Because the last thing I'm going to do is try to become the thing that's going to literally lead me to not getting where I have to be or not getting what I want. So, things will give you confirmation. When you work hard into implementing your soul into everything you do in your environment, and then spiritually working that to where your mental faculties can be physically manifested through the utilization of all of your body, inside bodies and outside bodies, because you have many layers of inwards expressions that will and then outwards expression that will reveal to the inner work that needs to be done, to allow you to go through the travel, spiritually speaking, that's necessary, so you could get the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, that really accumulate everything you need to make your life happen the way you want it to happen. So that's not me saying I have the keys, I know what to do and shit. No, I'm at the same place everyone else is. Not necessarily oh yeah, I'm struggling and I got things no, I'm actually so grateful because there's so many things that are going right in my life, and allow me to implement a greater level of work that I can really show off. Not just show off, but put in for the sake of myself and forward progression. So the fact that I can hop off this video, go back to my Instagram, post a few more things talking about creating, sharing the message, getting it across, but more necessarily putting in the work that it takes to be in the right place mentally, spiritually, and all of those things, to have the right bodies that I need within and external, to allow my soul within the infinite plex of all of us. Shout out to the whole angelic force, angels descending a little to do greater works and evolve and become archangels and take our positions, and then we can move forward, go back to where the fuck we came from, because we just descended into this shit so we could help everyone. So not only are we gonna have greater levels of work to do once we leave this shit because of the help we offered and the things we move forward, but as well as shout out to the whole flight squad, all the archangels on board. This is the right boss, you're on the right flight, go ahead and catch it with me. So if you work in faith, ultimately what's going to happen is you're gonna get to the you're gonna get to the the people, places, things, environment, situational context that you need to help you move forward. But it's not gonna happen if you're just like, when you know the right thing and then you planted the seed and then it's into the fertile place and it worked. Like, you can see the harvest, you can see the changes you're implementing whilst being tested, attacked, and all sorts of shit, right? There's so many things happening spiritually where you'll be put in a place where you have to rise from the fall, become a phoenix, and really do that alchemy and that the shadow work and that love work, that dark work and that heart work, that brain work and that light work, right, per se. I'll say mind work, right? So yeah, mind work and light work. So that's how that shit works. Now, like, it's to the point where this is Archangel Raphael. All my videos on this channel are like a whole album and a whole movie on itself. So make sure you watch every single video because they're that important. Because each one is unique and original and different. But yeah, I'm the original one and only Archangel Raphael. You ain't gonna find this shit anywhere else. Slash, I'm just Emrall Imran at the end of the day. So I am that and I'm not. So I am those deities and I'm not. I am Alpha and Omega and I'm not. I am a go-getter, a winner, and all that shit, but I'm not, because certain things have to be perceived correctly so you can do the right thing that'll allow your life to be this, like, So there's gonna be, like, for example, if you're not like someone who likes to acknowledge and help your leaders, then you're someone who doesn't truly love themselves, because no matter how much level of success you get, there's always going to be like a ceiling. You're going to be like almost trapped, capped, because you're not capping, you're not capitalizing, you're not thinking from that higher level of, oh, okay, I am an individual, but there's also zero and God, So 10 being the fruits of the seat in which you can work. And then once you get to that place, then it's about incorporating 11 and 12, all the way down to individuals, and then individuals receiving the visions, and so that's why when I say it's the right bus on our flight, catch it with me, this is how we do it. It's not about, oh, you're blind, oh, you don't know how to see, oh, you're deaf. No, it's about enabling certain visions and senses at certain points, and then disabling others, and you know what I mean. So it's not one or the other, it's everything involved, incorporated. So that's why people, when they start going in, they get all these insecurities and stuff. And I'm personally working through a lot through shadow work as well, and my heart work, is because that's the one thing that will allow you to live long and prosperous, and winning is actually being in that place of heart. And then you could really live long and create like things for the whole world to shine in, because you're the light, right? You're the light getting into the darkness. You're not the darkness trying to find the light. So that's the right way to do it. And through a series of tests and trials, tribulations, and exaltations, which is the final fourth quarter of you actually being who you need to be and becoming that to the fullest, to really continue that work on greater levels, and you come back stronger, newer, fresher, brighter, evolved, different, more original and unique, then you can actually really say that you are God and not separate from God. But at the same time, you also know you're not. Like, that's what this whole everything is about. Like, you are, but you're not. So when you find who you are, because spiritually speaking, us archangels already being here, shining ourselves, broadcasting our light, we already know what the fuck is going on, because there's a lot of people trying to become us, but only, it's not like if you live in the spiritual world, it's not like everyone can be that at one point. Like, it takes you working under whoever's the closest, because if we're doing it the right way, then we're meeting at 45. We're meeting at your will and or not, yeah, your will, your authority, purity, and then you're meeting and finalizing at your presence and your essence, because your presence is what created the essence to be lived out. And once the essence is lived out, then that is the final like stage of coming back full circle into the ground. And then, or really, because 6 is where you're bound. If you're Virgo, your 6 is where you're bouncing. Your middle of your stomach. That's where you're bouncing through your 6-dimensional awareness, having, spidey skills, spider senses, whatever the fuck, how you gonna say it. But it's like, Superman, all these superpowers, which will come from you exalting these awarenesses to the place where it could be like in the heart, because you're gonna go back up. But you can't do that if you're not like, because the heart is like the bottom and the top tier of heaven and hell. So it literally is the firmament and grounds for everything moving forward. Because without me, you couldn't even cycle up. In order to cycle down, of course. But so I say that to say this is right now you might be aware of the fact that I mentioned in a few, probably find one of the videos where I did talk about it, is it's going. If we're going back up from Pisces, Age of Aquarius, into through Sagittarius onto fucking Libra, working through Scorpio to get to Libra, which is my ascendant. So like that's literally what I'm here to do, is to bring everybody back up full circle by doing the work through 8, which is where hate comes from, which is where hell comes from. Everything that but it also comes with power. It also comes with lots of transformation. It also comes with growth. It comes with lots of spiritual gifts and really good things. But it's demonic too, because if you can't bring that into 7, it's like you can't really. It's like you go so far only to get so far, and you have to keep like reincarnating to get further. But you're always going to be at the same place where you're going so far to get so far, because you have to do so much, But it's not like that's wrong, because that's awesome to me. You know what I mean? Like everyone sees that as positive, and that's a light. That's a gift. That's literally God. So when you work to it through 7, though, and you finally get to the 4 7s, not just the 3, 4 7s, quad 9, right? Quad 7. That's when the 11's gonna make sense. You can make it rain. You can descend to pour it, and then come full circle. Once you make it rain, you get to that place, you make it rain from 7, 11, you get back into that individual, or now you're having these visions off the the life travels of people, places, things that you created from your soul, your spirit, and your work that you're here to do through God. It's the only way to make it make sense, right? So that's when you can finalize it. That's when you can be an individual and fully incorporate all of your senses and put in that work that it takes, because now you have the comfort, you have the stability, you have everything you need. You have yourself as an individual, and you have another awareness. That's could be like you manifested your twin flame or something. It could be you manifested a whole lot of shit. You probably manifested literally yourself, like, because if you're God, and if the person you manifest is God, then that's pretty much saying, that's like a soul twin flame connection that a lot of people are working towards. But the only way you could get to that is to work through God, which, I'm going to help you do that, as well as, the essence of it, the existence of it, the universe of it, as well as the action of it. But I don't, like I said, like, it is the universe, it is all of that, it is the existence, but at the same time it's not, you know what I mean? So it's both. It's like we're existing, but we're also not existing. We're in reality at the same time. So with reality, if not perceived correctly, what's going to happen is you're going to descend into a demonic society, world way of living, and that's going to create more blockages. Because I couldn't even express this to you had I not come back to my senses that were right to begin with and continue the work I'm doing. So that's when, you talk about continue, right? Conning continuously. So it's about doing everything the right way. You're not conning if you're continuing what is right. You're continuing the thing that you work so hard for mentally, physically, spiritually, soul, on your heart level to create and bring forth, wealth, abundance, and all of that shit towards, then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna like align for you. Like, you're just gonna know, like, okay, I have nowhere else to go but the right way. So I'm gonna do it my way. And when you realize you do that, you get that far, next thing that happens is, okay, now all you gotta do is just be what you're in the right way, put in that work it takes, and then hold on to that. Once you get that far, it's like then hold on to and then put work into that yourself so much to where the other individual that you're gonna be with is finally gonna be there at that level, and you're both there, and then it's just infinity, and it's like infinity times 2. That way it's right, polar opposites, like negative and positive, and then the negative creates the positivity to have the weighing scale. Now it could be weighed correctly, flying up and falling down, which we're really not falling. We're really just diving in like a pencil or a fucking head first sometimes, but always land like a cat on our feet. But sometimes you land on your head. Sometimes there is nothing to land on, so you just infinitely dive in head first to the abyss per se, into the water, into the ocean. So like I said, there's a right way to do everything. That's why on this channel, like, you're not, you're not alone. Like, we're in this together. Like, I'm here to really help myself and then help you, because the purpose of this isn't to just help everyone and anyone. The purpose of this is to get the right people on board, and then we all work together to help ourselves, and then we can offer the right people to come in more and more and more and more, because we need more right people. There's too many. If we're in a society that's demonic, clearly there's too many wrong, necessarily not individuals, but you know what I mean, like too many lost characters into the plunge of hell. Like, so it takes so much to allow a demon to become an angel, and because without that, your talents and gifts will go to waste. And it takes all that much more, for the archangels to come together to know that's what's going on. So that's where our power is, because we are God, individually and collectively. And united together we stand, separate we fall. But when we do separate, and we're not alone separated, we're together separated. So it's still not even separation, because it's going to come back full circle. You get it? So that's where the positive and the negative is necessary. So 2 positives are just like, it's like 2 positives is almost like it's just becoming one fucking, like, there's no too much weight when you're trying to fly and go down will create limitations, like because you're just gonna get lost, and you're gonna end up being like LGBTQ and all this dumb shit and this gay shit. Like, that's what's gonna happen if it's 2 positives. 2 positives don't, like, you need your opposite. As a man, as you're a man watching this video, I'm here to lead you the right way or not the wrong way. If you're a woman watching this video, I'm gonna remind you to let you know how to take the throne of God, aka my motherfucking dick. Cause yeah. So, peace, love, and abundance, health, wealth, and enlightenment. How the fuck I said it? Yeah. Be well, be more thou. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this shit back later. There's a lot in this one. So I like to keep it short and sweet, not too long. Keep it going, keep pushing, keep it moving, grooving, soothing. Because it is elusive. Alright, see you. See ya.